Welcome to another edition of Whack Wednesdays. We got JD over there, Wolfman in the center, and me, Parachon. This one is kind of an interesting story for you this week. It comes from Australia, the land down under, and it's called The Man That They Couldn't Hang. So, granted, this was back when they hung people, not in current times, so don't get freaked out or anything about the name of the story. But I don't know why I had to explain that.
Yeah, I was going to say 1800s, roughly.
Early 1800s. So let's start it off. In September 1803, in Sydney, Australia. So I want to preface this with back in that time, Australia was basically a prison colony for the people that Britain that they deemed too dangerous. They shipped them all to a continent and said, "You're on your fucking own." So in September 1803, in Sydney, Australia, Joseph Samuels was convicted of killing a police officer and sentenced to death. That's usually what happens. The officer had interrupted the theft of a small desk that contained a bag of gold and silver coins. Some of the missing coins were found on Samuels, and he had been arrested. Usually happens too. Witnesses testified that Samuels had won the coins gambling and was miles away when the robbery occurred. But he was found guilty on circumstantial evidence. Finally, he confessed to the robbery, but continued to deny the murder. The God, I cannot talk tonight. The provost marshal ordered Isaac Simmons, a man in custody, and Samuel's partner, to be present at the public hanging in hopes of pressuring him into a confession.
5 hours later.
Samuels arrived at the gallows in a horse-drawn cart, and the noose was placed around his neck. For his last words, the convicted man calmly said that the real murderer was in the crowd, and it was Isaac Simmons. As soon as he heard his name, Simmons began to shout, trying to obscure the words of his accuser. But the mob clamored for a retrial.
Doing that K-State hat proud.
Yeah. As they pushed forward, a guard slapped the horses, and the beasts moved forward, leaving Samuels hanging from the rope. Then the rope broke. The semi-conscious Samuels was placed back in the cart and hung again, but this time the rope began to unravel until his feet touched the ground enough to spare his life. A third rope was then placed around his neck. It broke just above his head. The governor was informed of the strange events and issued Samuel a reprieve. The rope showed no signs of tampering and proved able to hold a weight of 390 pounds. Even when two of its 3 strands were cut, Isaac Simmons was tried and found guilty of murder later.
Divine intervention?
Yeah. Or just...
dumb luck?
Really, really, really good dumb luck. I mean...
3 times. Third time wasn't the charm.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of Rasputin.
Yeah.
Like, they just kept trying and trying and trying. But the fact that he was granted asylum...
Yeah. Generally, so there was some real weird regulations on that, depending on where you're at. Like, if you're hung and you didn't die, like that... Like, if they pulled you down too soon, because, like, it didn't snap you... I mean, there's... Yeah. You know, because back in the early days, they didn't understand how knots and all that would break the neck. Before that, they would just hang you. Now, a lot of times, people would generally asphyxiate, lack of oxygen, pass out, and then die. Sometimes they pull them down, and then they wake up. And you've technically been hung till you're dead.
So you've escaped judgment, basically.
Yeah. So, I mean, it didn't happen often, but there are a few cases.
The fact that he did it 3 times in a row... That's pretty remarkable. I mean,
I mean, whoever
I
made
would-
the rope, I wouldn't buy it again.
Well, no,
No.
I mean, honestly, if I was the governor or whatever that reprieved him or reprieved him, I would have absolutely done the same thing. I was like, obviously, you're not guilty. Someone's trying to tell us
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So
just to be on the safe side, we're gonna excommunicate you.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we're not gonna hang you.
and not to mess with the powers that be, we really don't want to harm you.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know in the comments and
How whack do you think that is?
how whack.
How many times do you think that's happened before? Like,
Yeah, I don't think it's very often. Because I mean,
but if you know the story, let us know in the comments below.
what would happen if you hung someone with a fishing line? Would they just it would just right
But
off?
then, yeah, it kept through this skin pretty quick.
That was morbid. I don't know why I brought that up, people. I'm sorry. Anyway, to end this with the quote, "It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing." Wow.
That's literally the
That's
quote.
what it says by Duke Ellington. That is fucked up.
That is messed up, man.
That is the wrong lady. Lady,
You got a morbid
What in
sense
the
of
shit?
humor.
I was not expecting that one.
Jesus.
Anyway,
That's pretty whack right there.
until next time. Jesus Christ.